Hi everybody, Stephanie Kraft here, making another twin flame video. This video is about twin flames healing the collective masculine and feminine on the planet. So I'm going to be talking about a variety of themes in this video, and so they are going to be the overall themes that we as humans have when we come to the planet, why we come. And I'm going to talk about those themes in relation to twin flames. And I'm going to talk about the issues that we're dealing with on the more micro when it comes to my twin flame lifetimes with my twin flame, and how those scenarios reflect the larger issues. It's as if some of these lifetimes are symbols for the overall themes that we are working on. I received a download of this information this morning in about 3 seconds, enough to fill an entire book. And I thought, and I still think, I can write a book about it. But I also wanted to get it out, because when you get a download like that, it's hard to maintain it, keep it. You know, it can be very fleeting, these things. So I'm going to talk it out. And if you don't like slow talkers, click stop right now, because I'm processing this as I speak, and I might be speaking slowly. So I'm going to begin with overall themes for humanity that we have as a collective, and why we come here to the planet, why we choose Earth lifetimes. So when we're on the other side, back home with God, it's all love. It's all oneness. It's all light. It's all love. And when I say light, there's a phase of darkness, or a place of darkness, that's also all love and all oneness. And the darkness is not a bad thing. So I'm getting this information from people who have had near-death experiences. So when I say all light, I just wanted to correct that and say, you know, some people were like, but I went into darkness and it was still pure love, you know, all that. So light or dark in this sense. Basically, in general, I'm talking about being on the other side, in the love and in the oneness. And that's what we are. That's what God is, and that's what we are as souls. So when we come into this world, we come into this land of forgetting. This is the world of illusion, because we have the illusion of separateness, separation, and we have the illusion of all is not love, right? But it's not true. Even that which you perceive as lacking love or not love is something that is pushing you more towards love. So in essence, it's love disguised as something else. So we come here and we experience separation, the illusion of separation. We experience the illusion of abandonment. We experience a lot of instances of lack of love. What we are here to remember is, and do and be, is to be love. We are here to learn love. We are here to learn to love. We are here to learn to receive love, to give love, to receive love, to be love, and to love all. We are here to learn to love unconditionally. And that even when bad things happen, we are to learn to return to love. This is the journey of coming here. It's the journey of leaving that, losing that, apparently, and finding that again. As souls, on the other side, we ask ourselves, what will challenge us? It's individual for each soul. What will challenge me the most? I've already done this, in other lives. What next? What more? How much can I be stretched? We're talking about the emotional body. How much can I be stretched? And learn within that stretching how much resilience I have, how much endurance, how much faith, trust, how much love, how much forgiveness, how much learning can I do inside that stretching of the emotions, of the suffering, the turmoil, the torture, the pain. How much can I learn and grow through that experience? And how will I return to love? How will I love in that instance? In these instances, how will I forgive? How will I remember our oneness? How will I remember that the other one is me and that we are not separate and that we are one? We come to the land of forgetting to remember. So the first theme I went through was to love. The second one I want to talk about is forgiveness. I mentioned it, but I'm going to talk about it in depth again. How can we get to the place where there is nothing to forget? When we do remember that which is we perceive as a lack of love is pushing us toward these goals, to love unconditionally, to forgive, even no matter what another one does to you. The other theme is to remember our oneness, to remember there's no separation, and to remember that no matter how it seems and appears, we are one. And the other theme I want to talk about is the healing of relationships. Humanity has gone through eons of incarnations to the point where we have been hurt over and over and over again, and we do carry these wounds with us from lifetime to time. We're here in this lifetime, to work it out, to heal it, to clear that karma, because we're shifting. We're preparing humanity itself is preparing itself for this shift of time, shift of ages, from the dark ages into the times of light. And we're in that bridging time, in between time, where we're really needing to clean it up. Nothing is wrong. This is the planet of stories. This is the story planet. We all come here to play out these stories, to play out these roles, because on the other side, as souls, we plan our roles, we plan our lives. We determine who's going to be our enemy, who's going to be our helper, who's going to be our soulmate. Are we going to have a twin flame in that lifetime? Or are we going to come here and do it alone? Alone, as a singular incarnation from our soul? Or are we going to have another aspect of our soul here with us? The ones who have chosen to be twins are carrying more of the weight of the cleanup for the collective, because they have more of their soul energy here. They're carrying more of it. The ones who are here individually as a single incarnation from their soul have a lighter burden. I'm not saying their lives are easy. Everyone suffers here. But when you're a twin flame, you've brought more of your soul energy here to accomplish something in two bodies or more than two from your same soul. You're carrying more of the weight, more of the burden of clearing. I could call it karma, the buildup of pain and suffering from humanity over thousands and thousands of years. We're doing this through our relationships. When we are doing it through our relationships, we're learning about how to heal relationships, how to heal our wounds, our hurts, how to clear jealousy, codependency, attachment, control. What else did I write? Blame, criticism. So we're learning to release all of these things. And we're learning to integrate the ego. It is out of the ego that we carry out the pains, the wounds, all of these things that I just mentioned. And by releasing them, we're integrating the ego to operate more out of the level of our higher selves. We don't get rid of our ego. We have to have an ego here. It contains our personality and our way of being in the human body to live. Everybody needs an ego because it's part of who we are. Like I said, our personality and being here in a body. But what we don't want to do is operate out of the negative ego, the wounded ego. When you're in a twin flame situation, these things are triggered. All of the past hurts and wounds and traumas, they're triggered. They're triggered from past lives and they're triggered from this life. And we're here together to heal. We're helping each other heal all of this so that we can also heal it for humanity. There has been a wounding on the planet for the masculine and the feminine. There has been some influence on this planet that has wounded severely the masculine. So the patriarchy has gotten out of control, so much so that it has actually wounded the masculine. This is a bigger game when you look at it from a very high perspective. We can look at it on the macro from the person and their lifetimes and their incarnations and all the things I said about coming here as a soul and let's be stretched and see how much we can learn in the stretching. When I say stretching, it's like, how far can I be pushed into pain, suffering in any kind of category and find my self again, my soul, my center, my balance, my love, my forgiveness, my remembering, the oneness, the divinity, reconnect, right? So, and we love it as a soul because we love the recuperation, the healing, this this person went so far down into the dark night of the soul, into the pit, into the hell. How did that being find it within them to climb their way back up and out? The soul loves to see that. It's fun for the soul to see the healing. It's the stretching. Okay. So, and I guess you could replace stretching with like evolution, growth, expansion, because the more you do it, if you only have this little bit of experience in a lifetime, like, oh, it was like preschool. I went to school, we had snack, and then we took a nap, and I learned about the letter A. Okay, a lifetime like that, preschool, is easy, okay? There's not much hardship. Your mommy picks you up, you get fed, you get bathed, okay? How much are you going to learn in a lifetime like that, right? You're not stretched. What if you're homeless and you're freezing and you're starving? How are you going to survive that? What is it going to take? How are you going to get yourself out of it? How are you going to survive emotionally, mentally, physically? It's like, you can imagine. I mean, I can't even imagine. I've never been in that situation in this lifetime, maybe others. But look at how much stretching, like growth, evolution, growth, learning happens in that kind of life. All right, so getting back to the main topic here. The damage, we know. I don't have to spell it out to you. Men, and when I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine, you can insert that into every human, okay? I have masculine and feminine. We all do. Everybody does. So there can be same-sex couples there, and there can be heterosexual couples. We're not discussing it in such a small box, okay? Everybody has masculine and feminine within. And if you are in a same-sex couple, you can identify possibly as one being holding more masculine, one holding more feminine. But we all are here with both, and we can integrate them within and heal them on the planet. And it doesn't really matter if someone's more masculine or more feminine. It doesn't mean we all have to become equal in both, but we do need to heal both. And that's what we're here for, twins. Okay, so we have a task to take a whole bunch of mess that's here and clean it up. Okay, that's why the pain is so great. That's why the trials and tribulations are so plentiful on the twin flame journey, because we're doing a lot of work. So the damage to the masculine has been severe. The masculine is the protector, the provider, has physical strength, is able to manage the family. I didn't really think about the qualities of the masculine, but those are like basic ones. The feminine is, bears children. She's a nurturer. She feeds the child. She provides that this foundation of the family, of the household, while the male supports it. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my past lives with my twin, because as I go through these, it's going to highlight the roles of the masculine and feminine, and the damage, and what we are here to heal. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I could tell long stories about them, but in one of them, basically, actually, I was a man, and I was a caveman in that lifetime. And my twin was my wife. And she was holding our newborn baby in our cave. And I had to say goodbye because I was going hunting. And I went hunting. So winter was coming. I was the man again. I had to provide for my family. I had to go through physical torture, honestly. Use my strength, use my endurance, be the protector. That we'll talk about that in a minute because of what happened in that lifetime. And I walked for 5 days, and then I killed this really big animal, like huge. And I was carrying this enormous animal on my back for 5 days back home. And my legs, my thighs were burning with excruciating pain, okay? And when I got back to my cave, my wife, who was my twin, and our baby were gone. They had been kidnapped, stolen, eaten, I believe. And I collapsed into devastation for the rest of that lifetime. Extreme devastation. And I didn't have a spiritual awareness. I thought that they were gone. And the hypnotherapist said to me, I was dying. She took me to the end of the lifetime, and she said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I'm so happy because I get to see them again." I knew I was going home, and I knew I would see them again. So I at least had that much spiritual awareness at that moment. And she said, "What if we called their souls to you here now? What would they say? They came to you at this time of dying." And they came. And the three of us held hands. The twin is my twin in this lifetime. And the child is his child in this lifetime. And we three, who was our child in that lifetime, same person, we three held hands, and they repeated to me over and over again, "We're always with you, we're always with you, we're always with you, we're always with you." Trying to drill it into my head as this man dying, to remember, while you're still in a human body and you're still alive, to remember, we're always with you. Even though our bodies were gone, okay, their souls never left me. And I didn't know that as the man who was left alone. And he lived the rest of that life in utter despair and devastation because he lost his loves. And they were saying at the end, "We're always with you, we're always with you," so that he could somehow remember if he just had another incarnation. And he left that body. That was me. And I was actually flying to the sun when I left that body. It was amazing. So, okay, I got lost in that lifetime. Let's come back. Let's come to the themes, okay? Okay. The woman in the cave, she was holding the newborn baby. The man was supposed to be her protector. He left. He wasn't able to protect her or the baby. They were both female. The baby was a girl. From the perspective of the female, the man, the masculine, left, abandoned her, couldn't protect her. Yes, he was off getting food, but it happened. And it left, and I can't speak for my twin because I mean, I've told him about this lifetime, but I don't know how it affected him. He doesn't know because he doesn't remember it. But I'm going to say, because then I went to another lifetime with my twin, and I'll explain it. But I'm going to say that I'm assuming that that was an abandonment by the masculine. They were like kidnapped. I think they were eaten by either of these creatures that eat humans or cannibals. Like I didn't see that part, okay? But I know like there were other beings that stole them. Okay, so they went through torture. The woman, my twin, and the son or daughter in that lifetime, son in this lifetime, they went through torture. Okay, so that was a soul shock to them. Soul shock, devastation. The masculine left, couldn't protect me. We were left alone. So she had the burden of responsibility to care for the baby, to do gathering of nuts and berries. We were doing that in the beginning of the story. When I went through different scenes throughout that lifetime, so I know different foods we were eating, and there was a time of gathering, right? I did the hunting, we did some of the gathering. So she had some of her labor, her work in that lifetime to get the food, but she had a newborn and she wasn't supported fully because I had to go hunting. Anyway, the masculine responsibility was, again, I'm repeating it, but we have to like really ground these because we have to understand what they are, because if we're going to bring them back and heal them, to really ground the masculinity and the femininity on the planet, we have to understand what these traits, these qualities are, because we are lost on this planet. There's been so much damage, and that's why, I'm making the video about why we're here, to reclaim this and heal this and make relationships work. Okay, so the man is the protector, the one who goes hunting, gets the food, does the physical labor, all that stuff. So that was that lifetime, okay? The other lifetime that I've visited several times under hypnosis was a lifetime where I was the woman and my twin was the man. And in that lifetime, he was despondent, vacant, empty, out of the, not even embodied with his soul and his body. When I would look into his eyes were vacant. And I feel like, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm just assuming that the soul shock of loss from that one where I left and they were killed, it's like, how do you risk loving again if you are going to be left alone and killed? And so here he is coming into a new body, a male body, but I just think that our lives, everyone's lives, not just ours, all of our lives there's a woven thread through all of them. So I'm weaving this thread from that lifetime to the next. I don't know if it's the next one in linear time, but they're all happening at the same time. So the themes are going to be playing out, okay, from lifetime to lifetime. So the themes are coherent, right? They're continuous. So in the lifetime when he was my husband, he was vacant. He was seeking outside of the marriage. He was seeing other women and he was drinking. Okay. So he was escaping. Okay. And medicating and addicted. And what I perceive is that was such a soul shock in the other lifetime It's not safe to love. I'm going to be abandoned. The masculine is not here to protect me. That he had to be the masculine in that life. Now, as the feminine, and he did what he did. He worked, he provided, and all that, but he was lost. Okay. Now, the woman, me, I was so like lonely. I was so wanting his love. I could feel that he loved me, but he couldn't like show it or act on it. It was like there. I could feel it inside, but he didn't know. He couldn't display it or live it. So we had 2 kids, and it was just me taking care of them and being alone with them. It was like he wasn't around to be with us. And even if when he was distant. This is the damage. That lifetime shows the damage. This is the micro, the lifetimes that I'm describing, but it's the macro. So the woman not getting the attention, the love, the support, having to take care of the kids, the masculine not being there for the woman. And now let's end that lifetime, but look at where we are now. Okay, divorce. We've got the single moms and the single dads. We've got, women who leave. Women leave the husbands because they're not getting what they want, what they need. They're not getting the attention, the support, the love, the connection. They're not getting the connection. And they are taking care of the kids alone. What about the masculine? The masculine is pissed off, I think, with the feminine because they're also not getting their needs met. And the women are angry at the men. So the men are defensive and lost, and they don't even know what to do anymore or what women want or how to be a man. It's like almost no men on the planet know how to be a man. A few of them do, so don't get offended if you're one of them, because I know you're out there. Or if you know someone, but it's rare. Okay? Men have been so damaged, and it's not their fault. Okay? And it's not the women's fault. We are in this together. The damage has happened through even outside infiltration onto this planet that wanted this separation thing to happen. But again, it's a bigger story because it's all part of it. Meaning we don't have to blame an outsider or an other, because if we're in this game, then we're going to realize that player has a role, that player has a role. Okay, it's what has created the disconnect, the separation of the masculine and feminine, the disharmony between the masculine and feminine. But yes, that's how the game has played out. But now, what are we going to do about it? We're going to solve it. It's like when you have a puzzle and you take it out of the box and it's all pieces, you just throw it around. Well, we've been in the phase of like turning all the pieces over, at least to face up. At least we can see what we're dealing with. Let's find the corners, right? We're going to build a framework. Let's get the bottom edge. That after we get the corners, let's get the edges. We're going to start putting this thing together. We have to start somewhere. We are at the place of flipping all the pieces over again and see what we're looking at. We have to start getting it together. Now, twin flames are here to start putting the pieces back together. How we separated from our soul, right? How are we going to fit back together perfectly? Like a puzzle piece. 2 twin flames are going to have to fit back together perfectly, like a piece, two puzzle pieces. If there's any conflict or disharmony, we have to clear that and heal that before we can fit back together again. That's why we're here, and that's what we're doing. There are twins on the planet. My twin just texted me right now. I knew it. Just looked at my phone. There are twins on the planet right now who are, it's so funny that he's texting me right now. Oh my gosh. That are deciding to walk away. Okay? That is not the right thing to do. Look, walking away in general, yes, but what I mean is like separate out from that soul aspect and like go their own way and be done with it and cut their twin out and go on with their life. Nothing wrong with going on with your life. Nothing wrong with moving on. But and let me just have a little side note here. I know I made a video before about separating from my twin, and I did explain it in that video. And what it is I closed specific timelines, lower timelines, and there was a period of disconnect because I closed those timelines, and then we reunited on a higher timeline. So I never cut anything. I even have a video called "Don't Cut Cords with Your Twin Flame Anyway You Can't." So I didn't actually ever cut anything or separate in any way. I just closed timelines to shift our energy and get it more harmonized, which is where we are. Okay. I'm just thinking of where I left off. 1 second. Okay, we're not supposed to walk away fully, completely. I mean, if you need to and you want to go on with your life, that's fine. But what I'm talking about is certain people are talking about a more severe, like splitting off and like done. Look, that's not what love would do. Ask yourself, what would love do? And this is a really long video. I'm just checking the time. I actually can't even see how long I've been recording. I'm just going to keep going. Sorry, you guys, if I'm talking your head off, but you know how to click stop if you're bored. Okay. What would love do? Would love operate out of the ego? My twin isn't giving me what I want. My twin isn't acting the way I want. My twin isn't coming to me in a relationship. Okay. These are desires, yes, heart desires, and a lot of ego and mental desires, right? But if we remember that we're one soul and we came here for something, we may not understand it. It may be confusing. We may not even know. Heck, I don't even claim to know, right? I'm giving you guys what I know along the way. I really don't know everything. Well, obviously I don't know everything. I don't know much, okay? So, love would remember. We are one. Love would remember detachment. Love would remember to love unconditionally. Love would remember to forgive. Love would remember unconditional love. Love would come to a place of there's nothing to forgive. If we want to walk away, we get angry and we want to end this and we blame our twin, bring yourself to looking through the eyes of God. If you're looking through the eyes of God at your twin, you're taking your ego out of it. You're taking your pain out of it. What does that other person need to go through in this life? Maybe they are going through something. Maybe they're learning something. Maybe they're growing. Maybe it's not all about you. maybe it's not all about you. That it is as a soul in a holistic way, but their specific life and path and activities are not only about you. They have to do their own thing, their healing, their growth, their experiences. Love would hold the space for that evolution, growth, learning, time. And they might not, your twin might not ever come to you, but that is not a reason to say, screw it, I'm out of here. We all want to do that, you guys. We get hurt, we get tired. This is pain and torture and longing and desperation. But of course, for a period, for however long it is, until you work through all of that, until you become whole and healed and integrated, you can merge with your twin and be one. You don't have to feel that separation forever. That's a whole nother video, but if you walk away and you end this, and you can't, usually you can't do it, but what am I trying to say? People are talking about it right now. Like you see comments and stuff on people's videos and stuff, like, oh, I'm blocking my twin, cutting my twin out, there's even more talk from certain people about like literally splitting the soul. You can't, you can do whatever you want. You have free will. You're a creator being, but that's not the purpose of twins. We came here to heal stuff, to fix stuff. So, the theme of the video is to come back to the themes that I talked about in the beginning. We come here, we get lost in the suffering and the crap of life on earth in order to come back to love, to forgiveness, to oneness, remembering the oneness, and to healing relationships between people. We are the cleanup crew, healing relationships between the masculine and feminine. When we heal the relationships between the masculine and feminine on the planet, we heal everything on the planet. All sources of suffering and pain and disharmony on the planet are because of the damage between the masculine and feminine. We're here to heal that. So while you're going through the struggles with your twin, understand your role in healing everything that comes up, because you are giving your soul and the planet and humanity a gift by sticking with it and through and healing it. And you can take your breaks. I've taken my breaks from my twin like multiple times, because they're probably even orchestrated. He needs his time out. I need my time out. We need to clear stuff, heal, grow, learn. But, and I told him that recently, that my love for you is eternal and can never be broken, no matter what. And our connection will remain for the rest of this lifetime. And of course, eternally, but this is the commitment that we have for each other. And that is the commitment that you should have for your journey, your life. You are in this twin flame thing where you can't really get out of it. So while you're in it, which is this lifetime, look at the themes that you're healing. Look at the basic ones that are the biggest ones that I talked about are love, forgiveness, remembering the oneness, and healing relationships. We're healing the masculine and feminine. We're clearing the residual, which is a lot of, karma and pain and suffering from eons of turbulence between the masculine and feminine. We're in this phase now. The females, the feminine, I should say, the feminine, the divine feminine has done the bulk of the work, the bulk of their work, their healing, they're maturing, they're evolving, they're getting to a place of non-attachment. They're even moving on. This is beautiful. And I'm not saying moving on to like cut it and separate, but I'm saying releasing and being whole and not codependent anymore, right? This is beautiful because the feminine is the nurturer, the holding of that home base of the home, right? The caretaking of the children, feeding, nursing. It comes out of their body. They nurse the baby. This is real. So, and they have the baby. Now, we, feminine, have done this. Now we get to hold space for the males, the masculine, I should say, now it's their turn. They need the feminine to hold space while they go through their dark night of their soul, the dark night of the soul, the healing, the purging, the cleansing, the growth, the evolution, the learning, whatever it takes, whatever they're going through. We have to hold the space. Don't end it. Don't walk away. Don't say, screw you. You can every once in a while because we're human and we're just trying to get through this thing. But this is to help you come back to the realization. If you're the divine feminine and you've been working for 10, 20 years on this journey, healing and frustrated, why aren't the men coming along? Now is the time. Be patient. Have that inner peace, inner patience, that oneness, that love, unconditional forgiveness. Hold that space now for the masculine to do their healing, to come, to rise up. You want the masculine to rise up? Don't beat them down. Help them. Hold that space of love. They're going to rise up. They're going to clear, cleanse, heal, grow. They need support and love. They need love and recognition and validation to rise up again. It's their turn. They need the feminine support to do this. Look, the womb. The woman has the womb. The womb holds the baby. It grows inside the womb. We have the womb. We are the womb. We hold that space of love, nurturance, food. Let yourself be the feminine while your masculine is growing and developing and getting nourishment. It's not over. This journey is long. Don't give up. Even if you're not going to be together in this lifetime, you came here for this story. You came here for the macro. You came here to heal the masculine, the feminine, and the masculine. We've been working on healing the feminine. We are now holding space for the masculine to heal. On the planet, this is the macro. Your role is, if you're a feminine listening to this, is to be that. Just be that love, that nurturance. And even just energetically, of course, if you're not in contact with your twin. And let's see what happens on the planet here with the healing of the masculine coming up next, because we all know that the feminine has done their healing work. I mean, it's obvious, it's evident. And so we're strong now, and we can hold that space of love. I think that's it. I talked a lot. I'm so sorry. But I knew that there was a lot to say. Don't give up. Hold that space, even if it's for the future, lifetimes, future incarnations, whatever. But you're here to heal the planet and humanity. So that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. And you are not going to be left out in the cold with nothing. You will reap the rewards of your service and your love. Love you. Bye.